Well, it's an end of an era and the start of something new. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and welcome to the latest edition of Dodgers Latest. And we want to thank you, of course, for subscribing to our YouTube channel, getting new followers every day. We're reading those comments, want to respond to each and every one of you. So hit us up on Dodgers Latest on YouTube, and you can always follow me on Instagram and on X at JRodShow. So indeed, it's the start of something new. That's right. Dalton Rushing, the Dodgers' top prospect, has gotten the call. He's moving up to the big leagues, right? From Oklahoma City up to the major leagues. And listen, he was the Dodgers' 2024 Minor League Player of the Year. He is a backup catcher. That's going to be his role with the Dodgers. Dave Roberts has already said he's probably going to catch at least 2 days a week. Who he catches, where he catches, is it going to be a day thing, maybe a day game after a night game, certain matchups, that's going to be determined, but we know Dalton Rushing is up. Now, something else to think about. Dalton Rushing had been playing some left field for the Dodgers. Michael Conforto is struggling. James Outman's had his problems. Andy Pages seems to have gotten over, hit a big home run against the A's on Wednesday night. Teoscar Hernandez is out. So we may see, this will be interesting, if we see Dalton Rushing playing some outfield. I don't think so. I think they want him, baby steps, one thing at a time. He's a catcher. That's what he came up with. That's what he came up as. So I think we're going to see him catching. And Doc Roberts has already said he's going to catch 2 days a week. He was hitting .308, 5 homers, 17 RBIs in 31 games down in Oklahoma City. So congratulations to Dalton Rushing, one of the Dodgers' top prospects. He is welcome to the show in the big leagues, and we're going to see him soon. Now, in comes Dalton Rushing, and unfortunately, out goes Austin Barnes. 11 years as a Dodger, came up in 2015. He is the longest tenured position player, not pitcher, longest tenured position player for the Dodgers up until he was designated for assignment. Chris Taylor is now the longest tenured Dodger position player. And for Austin Barnes, listen, 35 years old. He was 9 for 42 this year with a bunch of strikeouts. You don't know if it's the end of the line with him, but it's definitely the end of the line with the Dodgers. Rushing will now take his spot as the backup catcher. Interesting to see because Austin Barnes had been pretty much known as Clayton Kershaw's personal catcher. Will he catch Clayton Kershaw? We've got news about when Clayton's coming back. I think that may be a little too much pressure to put on the kid, Dalton Rushing, but you never know. When you're ready, you're ready. But for Austin Barnes, 11 years with the Dodgers. He was on 4 pennant winners, 2 World Series winners, hit a big home run in Game 3 of the 2020 World Series against Tampa Bay. And, of course, he was behind the plate for the last out of the 2020 World Series. We want to thank him for everything he's done for the organization. 11 great years, 11 amazing years, and at the end of the day, it's a business. You hate to see them go. Hope his career continues, but Austin Barnes will always have a special place in the Dodgers organization when the great memories he set up here with the team. Speaking of great memories, well, that's what we're trying to see with Roki Sasaki. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it anytime soon, right? He's been put on the 15-day IL with shoulder discomfort. He had been complaining about it the last couple starts, got roughed up against the Diamondbacks his last time out. And for Roki, listen, he's hitting 94 on the gun. He just doesn't have any command. Maybe he's overthrowing. Maybe the stress of being in the big leagues. Every pitch is a high volume, high voltage pitch in the big leagues as it is in Japan. What we do know is Sasaki's got some shoulder problems. They're going to sit him out for a couple of weeks, and that now makes 14 Dodger pitchers that are on the injured list. Kershaw will be coming off of that, so that list will go down by 1. But as of right now, 14 different Dodger pitchers, both starters and relievers, are on the injured list. So we're hoping Roki, maybe it's more of a mental break for him. We saw him, not sort of react very well to having his first bad outing in the big leagues. Maybe he just needs a little time away. 15 IL. I'm not saying that he's not hurt, but maybe just the stress of the big leagues, maybe take a little mental break. Maybe he'll come back even stronger. And who is going to come back even stronger? How about Clayton Kershaw? That's right. The man, the Hall of Famer, number 22, the kid. He is set to pitch on Saturday at Dodger Stadium against the Angels. The last time we saw Clayton Kershaw pitch was August 30th of 2024 against the Diamondbacks. Clayton had toe surgery. He did that over the winter. Of course, he's had problems with his back. You know, everything affects everything, unfortunately, when you're a pitcher. Seems to be right. He has seemed to responded to the 5 rehab starts he had in the minor leagues. That's, the numbers aren't even important. We've talked about it here on Dodgers Latest. It's about how has his arm felt, how has his back felt, the toe, the surgically repaired toe. He seems to be ready to go. We've talked about it, 32 strikeouts away from 3,000. And for Clayton Kershaw, back on the mound Saturday night against the Angels. It's going to be a special night at Dodger Stadium. Now, what does that do to the rotation? Well, Sasaki, who's on the IL, he was supposed to pitch Thursday against the A's. Does that now make it a bullpen game? What do you do with that? Do you bring May back on 4 days rest? Do you bring Tony Gonsolin? Both guys coming off of injuries. I don't think we mess around with that. Maybe you do a bullpen game. Maybe you kind of slug it out against the A's. But we do know Clayton Kershaw back on the mound Saturday night against the Angels for another memorable moment, hopefully, at Dodger Stadium. All right, Dodgers trying to win the series against the A's on Thursday, then the Angels for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the Diamondbacks come to Dodger Stadium Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Dodgers Latest comes to you every day. Hit us up on YouTube, and you can always find me on Instagram and X at JRodShow. I'm Jim Rodriguez, where it's always time for Dodger Baseball.